Let's turn to Osun State now, where some traditional rulers say local governments must henceforth prepare annual budgets that will drive development in their areas. Now the Supreme Court has granted local government financial autonomy. They say they believe this will enable the chairman to have development plan for their councils. Senior reporter Rafiu Hamid reports.
It's the inauguration of members of Ijeshaland Independent Development Monitors put in place to achieve transparency, accountability and good governance in local government administration in Ijeshaland. The motive is to ensure funds accrued to local governments are judiciously spent by elected council chairmen now the Supreme Court has granted local government financial autonomy.
Every local government will be expected to post its performances on the website. Then the monitors will also go to the website to generate the report, with which they will go to the field to go and appraise, to go and assess, to go and confirm whatever might be posted on the website. And they will also come back to report to the Ijesha public.
It is no longer business as usual. It is no longer the fact that you take money from the governors and declare what is not enough and pocket the money and start building houses everywhere. Now the money must go to people that actually need the money. It must go for developmental purposes as envisaged by the Constitution.
The newly inaugurated members will monitor and report performances of local governments in Ijeshaland.
Already satisfied at the local government level. Whatever they are doing at the top will not bother you. So that's the essence of these independent monitors. To make sure we bring all the stakeholders, to make sure that we all cooperate, collaborate, and synergize together to have good governance at local government level.
Traditional rulers from all the 6 local governments that make up Ijeshaland, as well as groups and associations, attended the event.
Local government must prepare its own budget, stating clearly what the revenue expectation is, the various expenditures for recurrent versus capital, and under capital, what items of expenditure and location are we talking about, and what is the duration of such capital projects.
This is the first time a community is coming up with this idea in this country with the aim of entrenching good governance at the grassroots after the Supreme Court judgment which granted local government financial autonomy. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Ilesha, Osun State.
And back to our coverage of political developments in Rivers State after the local government election held there on Saturday. Let's bring in our senior correspondent, Uche Okoro, to give us more update. Uche, we have received the reports that police have now unsealed local government secretariats in Rivers. What's the mood? And talk to us about, the first day of resumption of some of the chairmen as well.
You're correct. Police officers have terminated the occupation of the 23 local government areas in the state. You know that. You would recall that they began to, occupy the local government secretariats across the state sometime around June 2024, when the tenure of the other batch of local government chairmen expired. Even though those chairmen said their tenure hadn't expired by virtue of a tenure elongation in the local government amendment law by the Rivers State House of Assembly. So, in the thick of all that controversy over their tenure, the police decided that it was going to occupy the council secretariat to protect lives and property, to avoid further breach of peace or damage to the property in the various secretariats across the state. But right now, the police have they've opened up the place for staff of the local government area and other civilian security personnel to gain access. But here at the Port Harcourt City local government area, on arrival at this premises, I still cited about 4 police vans who are still stationed at the entrance of this secretariat, but they aren't restricting access as they had been doing in the last few weeks. Their presence here, I believe, is just to maintain security, because you recall that in the statement released by the Rivers State Police Command, they say that acting on the directive from the IG, they were going to vacate, but they would return if there is any threat to life, if there's any breach of peace, or if there are any reports that these facilities are still going to be attacked or become the melting point of violence, that they were going to return. That would give the police probable cause to return. I want to believe that the police is trying to maintain law and order here. That's why they still have a deployment of personnel stations at the entrance of the Port Harcourt City local government area and a few other flashpoints in the state. But as I said, they are here, but they are not restricting access. Right around me here in the Secretariat, you can see that they've contracted some private laborers to clear the grasses. They're trying to clear the grasses around the Secretariat now. The facility is being cleared of overgrown bushes, cleared of overgrown weed. The offices are being cleaned up. I believe that any moment now, the elected chairman and his councillors and other council staff will resume work fully at the end of the ongoing sanitation exercise here in Port Harcourt City and other local government areas.
And Uche, we see that it's a rainy afternoon in Port Harcourt after all. You're using an umbrella, but I went to, we can't find people moving around. I guess that's because of the rain. But how have you been able to gauge the mood of people in Port Harcourt City?
Well, Port Harcourt is calm. The atmosphere in the city now is as cool as the weather, Precious. It's as cool as the weather. Everyone is going about their normal business. It's a Monday morning, so everyone is focused on work. Expectedly, there was a lot of tension in the build-up to today, because you know that the election held on Saturday. By Sunday, certificates of return were given to the various to the victors, to the winners of the election, and a few hours later, they were immediately sworn in at the government house in Port Harcourt. So between Saturday and Sunday evening, we had an election. We had a swearing in of the council chairman. So everyone was expecting, what next for this council chairman? How are they going to gain access to their secretariats? Everyone had predicted that there was going to be a clash, if not between the council chairman and the police who had barricaded the offices. There was going to be a clash between the chairman and supporters of the other side. Let me leave it at that. Supporters of the other side, or those on the other side. But as contrary to the expectation or prediction or fear of many residents of the state, we woke up this morning to see a press statement from the police saying that they were going to vacate these premises. I believe that in its wisdom, the police thought that it would be further heightening the security tension in the state by remaining at these premises after this gentleman had been sworn in. So I think in their wisdom, they decided to vacate the place, and they are still here to prevent any further clash. So generally, the state is heaving a sigh of relief that its worst fears did not materialize, that today all hell was going to break loose today when this council chairman resumed office with the full force and backing of a local government election and a swearing in that was conducted just yesterday. Their fears were also increased by the fact that when the governor elected caretaker chairman, there was crisis because those caretaker chairmen were unable to gain access to the secretariat. They hired offices, and some of them were working from either their homes or offices close by. None of them till date gained access to the secretariat. So everyone was saying, today now we have elected chairman, what's going to happen? Are we going to have a repeat of the crisis that broke out when the tenure of the former chairman expired and when caretaker committees were set up? But today, our fears did not materialize. So far, it's a calm day, apart from reports that we're getting from places like Ikwere local government area and a few other areas where there were pockets of disturbances.
And just a lot to get updates on, Uche, but I'm sure we'll speak to you subsequently, especially on that local government you just mentioned in our subsequent bulletin. Thank you so much for the update.